Hey everyone, my name is Noah Meehan on the Arc of Truth, and today we're going to be talking about what happened with Trump visiting the UK on July of 13th, which was yesterday. So basically, from what I gathered, Donald Trump, of course, already visited after talking with members of NATO over them trying to pay up their fair share. Like us, he was actually putting a lot of emphasis on Germany, for example, because their global domestic product consists of only 1.2% of GDP to NATO, while its neighbor Poland is actually above 2.2%, which is the required amount, as stated in the formation of NATO. They're inside their documents. I can't remember what documents they were, but it definitely said at least 2% of gross domestic product has to go to NATO. And that is a way of maintaining the alliance. But again, there are a lot of NATO members that haven't really been focusing on that, and they haven't really paid up their fair share. In fact, paying more of the costs on the United States. But that was about a few days ago. I'm talking about right now. While the UK is also, I think it is a little bit underpaying when it comes to NATO. I could be wrong. If there are any viewers from the UK, please let me know if I'm wrong about that. Although that was definitely a topic, the main topic was definitely about Brexit. You see, Theresa May, the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, actually made a suggestion where, although the UK would be out of the EU in name, they would still have to follow regulations, especially when it comes to trade, domestic policy, and immigration, which is definitely a big deal on why people in the UK voted to leave the EU in the first place. It was all because of immigration. And yet, Theresa May is doing something where it's basically, we just get rid of the title, but nothing else. That was basically it. Donald Trump said that this wasn't actually a good idea, because this would actually jeopardize trade between the United Kingdom and the United States. And I would have to say that is completely correct, because nothing really has changed. The EU still has control of of trade agreements, and the UK, despite being its own sovereign nation, has to follow those laws. And in fact, it would become a vassal state. In fact, I think Paul Joseph Watson actually made that clearer than I could, where basically the UK has to follow all these sorts of regulations by the EU. Although they are officially away from the EU, it's just they're more or less being a puppet state for that organization, which is really sad. Hopefully, this deal does not go forward. I really hope it doesn't go forward. I hope there is a hard Brexit. And it actually makes me think back to 2016, where the actual Brexit vote actually began. I was officially a Remainer, but that was mainly because of I wondered how that might affect the global economy and also the United States economy. So that's why I felt that the UK should remain. Although I am American, so I didn't really have that vote. But as I see more and more progression, especially when it comes to immigration, terrorism, and the dissolving of the EU, I have actually been more further leaning to leave. In fact, now I am 100% in favor of leaving. I don't think that there's any choice. If people have to reform the EU, I think it's better if we destroyed it and make it we renew it into something that all countries in Europe could agree on. But yeah, it's just it's kind of weird because again, originally I was a Remain supporter. Now I'm a Leaving supporter, and I again, I hope that this deal does not come through, and in fact that there is a hard Brexit. I really hope so. But as Trump was visiting Queen Elizabeth II and Prime Minister Theresa May, there has been a lot of protests going on, mainly in London. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the that balloon of Trump as a baby just to mock him and stuff. And I don't think it's really doing anything. According to the protesters, there was about to be tens and thousands. There wasn't really that many. In fact, a lot of people. I've been actually hearing a lot of comments across YouTube and Facebook saying that they actually support Trump, and they don't really like these protesters a lot. In fact, some actually claim to be socialist and communist, and I don't. And I agree with them, but I think that there are still other factions involved. The point is, not a lot of people in the UK support these protests. A lot of them are actually in for Donald Trump, and I think the reason is because Donald Trump is he reminds them of Brexit and why they decided to leave the EU, and I think there's some familiarity and connection with Donald Trump and the UK citizens in general. So yeah, there has been some protests, but there hasn't been a lot. But they have been pretty weird aside from the baby Trump balloon, which again I don't think there's anything that I don't think there's that's gonna do anything. They say it's gonna destroy his ego, but really, I'm pretty sure. While I agree that everyone has an ego, including I have an ego, I'm pretty sure that a balloon with Trump as a baby, like a spoiled baby, would not crash his ego. I mean, he's the president of the United States. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he's going to suddenly launch a nuclear missile as a result because of his ego crashing down? No! That's not going to happen. It's just, I don't see how these protests are going anywhere. And it's just sort of confusing because a lot of these protests are just the reason. While they basically are saying the same exact points as the left here in the United States, calling Trump a racist, a sexist, a xenophobe, that sort of thing. In fact, I think it was Ed Owens. I think that's his name. I don't really know that much about this guy. He's a left-wing activist, and he's actually one of the leaders of this protest. Now he says that he's doing this because, well, the reasons that I stated before, and that he calls Trump supporters snowflakes. It's kind of funny coming from that guy because I saw footage of him where he was on BBC and there was a debate going on. A debate of what? I have no idea. But he was just so angry that he decided to take off his speaker and just go off stage while they were live on air. It was just bizarre. It's funny. Again, it's ironic with the left calling Trump supporters snowflakes when they're the ones who can't handle criticism and cannot control their outrage. It's just so funny. There is nothing to be. There's nothing more I can say about that. It's very funny. It's stupid. I don't think that there's anything that's going to happen as a result of these protests. I think what's going to happen is that Donald Trump is not going to be intimidated by these protests. He's not going to be intimidated by Sadiq Khan, the anti-Trump mayor of London, and he's certainly going to be put going to be pushing some pressure on Theresa May to hopefully have a full-on Brexit. Because I'm pretty sure that he is a supporter of leaving the EU. He doesn't like that establishment, and I don't like that either. I hope that's the case. Now we have to see in the days to come, so we won't exactly know what's gonna happen as a result. But yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. I think Theresa May is going to be pressured by Trump, not in the open area, but more in the closed doors. Sort of how they do with diplomacy these days. That's kind of how I think that's gonna happen. In fact, that would surprise me, because that is more of in Trump's nature to do something like that. So I think that while he is putting pressure on the UK Prime Minister, he's actually doing not only the United States a favor, but the UK a favor. That is why I think it's going to happen. Now, before I go, I just need to let you know, one, there's not going to be a video this Monday. I'm going to be leaving for the UK, and I will be going to Ireland at some point. Then I'm going to be heading back to the United States, and this will be about 2 weeks. So, again, I won't be able to post a video on Monday because I will be in flight. Number two, if possible, I will be able to post future videos while I'm still in the UK. I'm not sure if I could do that all the time because of how much I'm going to be with my family, how much I'm going to be with friends, and the rules and regulations when it concerns the internet in the UK and Ireland. But I'll try to do what I can. So yeah, that is basically what I have to say about that. I will do my best to post new videos in the coming days. Again, no videos this Monday. Check again on next Friday. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your friends.